students, it became possible for this particular funding model to become an investment and bankable. Out of that, it is now possible for us to get the resources from our education stakeholders to ensure that each and every student who joins our tertiary institutions has capacity or is able to undertake the course for which they've gotten, notwithstanding the background where they come from. So the funding in the tertiary sector, once this bill becomes law, is going to support all the students who are admitted to our tertiary institutions, from universities to TVETs to KMTC to TTCs. So we thank you, and we thank you once again for that leadership. Your Excellency, the issues relating to harmony between the employees in this sector and the students, and to ensure that we do not have disruptions in the education sector, you gave us a duty to ensure that we have created a system where we'll be able to pay off all the outstanding CBA arrears for our teachers, for our university lecturers, and for our workers in the universities. That is KUSU, UASU, KUDEA, NAT, KUPET. I'm happy to report, Your Excellency, that out of the arrears that existed between the financial year 2017-2021, that CBA for that period, and 2021-2025, a total of 6.8 billion, that CBA arrears has been released to the universities as of yesterday. This ensures that we have harmony in the sector so that our students remain in school, our learners remain in school, our lecturers remain in class, our teachers remain in class. So we thank you for that provision. Additionally, Your Excellency, you gave us instructions to ensure that capitation to our schools reaches our schools before the schools open. Starting this year, 2026, we have in the first term released those resources before the schools opened. Second term, we have done the same. And this third term, the funds have arrived and they are being released to the schools to ensure that when students report on the 24th of this month, the resources are in place. All that taken in totality is what is helping us to ensure that all our students are able to do what they are able to do best, so that they are not disrupted in their education. And this is because of your visionary leadership. This vision is led by thinking, Your Excellency. And this is a thinking that you have introduced the platform for us to have a conversation for the 2060 vision. Without that vision, we would be fumbling in the dark. And Your Excellency, I want to say this. There are people who don't understand that we need to have that discussion. There are people who think that the students from vulnerable families must remain behind, must not study the courses that they require. There are people in this country who think that we must continue living with our animals in our rooms. There are people in this country who think that we cannot have universal health for everybody. The privileged think that other people should not be having what they have. There are people who think that infrastructure in this country belongs to certain people. I want to ask Kenyans that we should not board that kind of thinking. We must board the thinking of us being able to move to the first world led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, Singapore is a symbol of the first world. Kenya is not moving to Singapore. There are other people who think that we want to move to Singapore as a country. It is a symbol of what the first world is. With those remarks, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the Deputy President to make his remarks and invite you. Thank you so much, na Mungu awabariki.
Kenya hoye! Kenya hoye! Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya William Ruto, Mama wa Taifa Bi Rachel Ruto, Wakenya wenzangu na pia wenzetu ambao wamefika hapa kutoka nchi jirani ya Uganda. Mr. President, allow me to say two things before I invite you. The first one is to acknowledge how far we've come as a country in the manner in which today music, the arts, the creatives are not just part of the experience in our schools, but music, the arts, and the creatives are part and parcel of the curriculum in our schools. Your Excellency, as we continue implementing the competence-based curriculum under your leadership, it is gratifying to see students and pupils not only participating in music as an extracurricular activity, but also studying music for purposes of career and occupation into the future. Therefore, what this means, Your Excellency, is that we are recognizing that talent in music, the arts and the creatives is as good as talent in mathematics, the sciences, the humanities, and all the other fields that are available within the spectrum of knowledge. I remember with sadness, and I know the adults in the room here will agree with me, those that were fortunate to go to school, the many talented classmates and schoolmates who had great talent in athletics and music, but because our education system in the past did not appreciate the place of these talents in terms of nation building and economic development, those old classmates, schoolmates, never made it in life. Many of them, with their great talents, ended up living their adulthood in poverty, while God had placed in their hands great talent which would have taken them far. The same way engineers, mathematicians, lawyers, doctors would use their talent to prosper. So, Your Excellency, you are helping us correct a historical mistake that we collectively did as a nation. The second and last thing, Your Excellency, by way of remark, is to appreciate also that into the future, music, the arts, and the creatives are going to help us develop the right national software that will take our nation to the vision of a new Kenya beyond 2030. Listening to the children and pupils and students who have participated here, from toddlers to university students and teachers, music can be a powerful tool for promoting positive values, for promoting patriotism, national unity. And these are the values that will provide the software that will help us now use the infrastructure we are creating and the other aspects of transformation of our pillars of economic development. The software that will take us to the first world includes hard work, integrity, patriotism, and all the other things that music, through a festival like this one, is promoting. And therefore, Your Excellency, this is an important nation-building exercise and activity, as important as an infrastructure conference would be, or a conference to discuss energy, manufacturing, agricultural transformation, etc., etc. Muziki ni fire, si fire. Muziki ni fire, si fire. So, Mr. President, as I invite you, I want to applaud those organizations in the public sector, private sector, who continue to support and supplement government financing for this festival. I have seen Equity Bank here from private sector, among others, but I've also seen items here sponsored by the Central Bank of Kenya. I want to appreciate these organizations and hope that many more public sector and private sector organizations will see the value of this activity to what they do and to a stable country, to a prosperous country, to a wealthy country, even as we look into the future. With those many remarks, Your Excellency, Mr. President, I want to request you with humility to come and address us. Rais Ruto aendelee asiendelee? Rais Ruto ni fire si fire? Aendelee asiendelee? Welcome, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Please let's take our seats. Asanteni sana, tunaweza kuketi chini. Kwanza ningetaka kuchukua nafasi hii kushukuru viongozi na wananchi wa hapa Bungoma kwa kukaribisha Wakenya wenzao kutoka sehemu zote za taifa letu la Kenya. Watu wa Bungoma, asanteni sana. Viongozi wa Bungoma, asanteni sana. Nataka pia nichukue nafasi hii niwashukuru majirani zetu. Our friends, brothers and sisters from Uganda, we appreciate your coming, your participation, and what you have brought to enrich this great event. Distinguished performers, honorable members, learners, teachers, and parents, ladies and gentlemen. 2 days ago, the most important speech at the launch of the National Conversation on Kenya Beyond 2030 was not delivered by the President, a cabinet secretary, or a It was delivered
third award is going to be Best Special Needs Education. We're ready with that? Okay. Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Your Excellency. The third award is Best Special Needs Education, and this is Kayonzo Special School. The trophy is sponsored by KICD. So if we can have somebody from KICD as a representative. Haya, makofi wakishikilia ile trophy. Wonderful. The fourth award is SC, Public Service Commission. Wonderful. President will be Best Special Needs Education Senior Junior School, which is Mwihomo Special School. Makofi kwao, and this has been sponsored by CBK. I think I also did see the CBK governor around, so kindly, if you can come on stage so that we can have you represent Central Bank of Kenya as the due sponsor for this particular trophy. Wonderful. Thank you, Your Excellency. With your permission, may we have Her Excellency, the First Lady, to come and do the next 5 awards. And as she is coming, the next award is Best Senior School, which is Bunyore Girls. Bunyore Girls. This trophy is sponsored by Alupe University. So we'll need a representative of Alupe to be present to receive this award. Or to present the award, rather. Wonderful. Aya basi, picha ndio hiyo. Number 7 is Best Special Needs Education Senior School, and this has been won by Muranga School for the hearing impaired. It's written HI. I hope I've got that right. Hearing impaired, and it's sponsored by KUCCPS. Coops. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. Best Special Needs Education Senior School, won by Muranga School for the hearing impaired. Beautiful, beautiful. The next is Best Teachers Training Center. Kitui Teachers Training Center is the winner. Best Teachers Training Center, Kitui Teachers Training Center, and the trophy is sponsored by Amref. Please proceed. That is Best Teachers Training Center. The next award will be Best National Polytechnic, and the winner is Eldoret National Polytechnic. Makofi kwao. The trophy is sponsored by Brook East Africa. Wonderful. And the last trophy for Her Excellency, the First Lady, Best University. And this is won by Kenyatta University. Kenyatta University, and the sponsor is Brook East Africa. Wonderful. Great. Wonderful. Thank you, Your Excellency, the First Lady. Kindly, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, if you may, kindly award the next 5. And the next, number 11, is Best Teachers Club and Choir, won by Coast Teachers Choir. Coast Teachers Choir, and the sponsor is TSC, Teachers Service Commission. The next one we have is Best Educational Institutional Staff Choir, won by Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, KICD, and the sponsor is Paul Odeo, Farmer's Choice, who is going to be representing Farmer's Choice as the sponsor. This is Best Educational Institutional Staff Choir. Makofi kwao tafadhali. Wonderful. And the next is the Best Vocational Training Center, won by Mtongwe VTC. Makofi ya Mtongwe VTC, and the trophy is sponsored by HELB. So if we can have them come on stage. Congratulations right there. The next award is Best County, and this has been won by Nairobi County. The sponsor is KMF, Kenya Music Festival. We remember the young girl that gave us a wonderful dance right here. And the young man that spoke in fluent Kiluya. Makofi kwao tafadhali. The last trophy for us to present today is Best Region, and this has been won predictably by Western. Western. Wamepateko kakitu bwana. Sponsored by KWS. Kenya Wildlife Service. Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, Deputy President. That brings us to the end of this session. We've come to the end of our session today. I'll now, with your permission, Your Excellency, request that we all be upstanding as we finish with the national anthem. The anthem. And that brings us to the end of our session. We'll allow His Excellency to proceed for lunch, and the rest of us will follow. Do have yourselves a wonderful day.